Hello, cadets. Good to see you. I hope your summer has been going well.
Woo!
Hello to Sarah and Maria and Patika and Ruby and whoops, my grid shifts. So sometimes it gets all over. Lillian and Avani and Molly and Jennifer, Aubrey, Lauren, Madison, True, I think, Jenny, Elizabeth. Feel free for this Zoom to change your name to however you would like to be called for today. Could be your first name. I am Katrine. I'm with the Girl Scouts of Wisconsin Badgerland. I'm based in Madison, Wisconsin. Show of hands, either emoji style on Zoom or physical, or show me your hands. Who here is from Wisconsin? How many people we got here from Wisconsin? Awesome. And how many people are, if you're not from Wisconsin, go ahead and drop in the chat where you're from. We'd love to see you, or love to know where you're from. We've had friends from all over the US, which has been really cool for these virtual times. Texas, Pennsylvania, shout out to Denton, Texas. Hello, Georgia, Rochester, hello. Good to see you. Massachusetts, St. Louis, Michigan, awesome, Houston. Whoa, Georgia. Okay, this would be like the best. Syracuse, New York, this would be the best like American cadet troop ever. You guys have like a network all over the place. This is pretty cool. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. And just so you know, everyone, as you enter, is going to be on mute because we do have a lot of participants today. And so just so that we can get through our half hour and wrap up, we are going to just keep everyone quiet. And in our time today, we'll be going over the Girl Scout Promise and Law. Then we'll be going through the workshop with Korisa Madayag, our storyteller for today. You can follow along with her presentation at that link right there. I also dropped it in the chat, and I'll drop it in the chat again after I stop talking. So today, you're going to be able to open that and see every step and all the activities that she has suggested for you to complete each step. But because we only have 30 minutes today and 30 minutes tomorrow, 5:30 p.m. Central Time, FYI, we are going to really deep dive into steps 1 and 2 today, and then deep dive into steps 3 and 4 on Tuesday. And we'll talk about that again at the end. So as we start, every Girl Scout meeting, oh, first, happy National S'mores Day, everyone. I'd be remiss if I did not point that out, so I hope you all are able to celebrate National S'mores Day. And did you know that Girl Scouts were one of the first to publish the recipe for s'mores in 1927? So yeah, celebrate big, celebrate fun. Okay, and so all together, I will lead us through the promise and the law. On my honor, I will try to serve my community and my country, to help people at all times, and to live by the Girl Scout law. I will do my best to be honest and fair, friendly and helpful, considerate and caring, courageous and strong, and responsible for what I say and do, and to respect myself and others, respect authority, use resources wisely, make the world a better place, and be a sister to every Girl Scout. Right. Thank you, everyone. And so Korisa Madayag is our expert for today on public speaking. She currently works at the Take Two Creative Camp Program as the director of the Take Two Creative Camp Program at the YWCA in Elgin, Illinois. And she also is a photographer and an artist and a videographer. So I will let her provide more information on herself. And again, thank you for coming. I'll be monitoring the chat.
All right, how is everybody in this beautiful Monday morning? I see the majority of you are inside, probably enjoying the air conditioning, but I am here outside because it's the closest to outside we can get right now, guys. So we take what we can get. So Katrine is my sister. So if I say my sister, I'm talking about Katrine, but as she said, my name is Korisa. I am the director of the Take Two Creative Camp at the YWCA Elgin in Elgin, Illinois. Now, let me tell you really quick what Take Two is, because it kind of goes hand in hand with why I do a lot of public speaking. So I actually teach kids your age, my students are 12 to 15 years old, and I kind of teach them how to express themselves creatively in different ways so they can develop their voice and have and build their confidence. So often my students are making movies, they're recording podcasts, they're recording original songs, they're completing poems. So there's a lot of ways to voice or make your voice be heard. And I think it's very important for kids your age, because you may be young, you may be thinking I'm only 12, I'm only 13, but that does not matter with the importance of your voice. Your voice is very important, and you guys are very important to the world, to society. So I want to help you kind of how to speak to people effectively and efficiently, where they take you serious, where you know where you're talking, you have confidence, and then hopefully you'll be able to be more comfortable when public speaking. Now, I am one of those rare cases that I do enjoy public speaking. I do like it. Now, if you're one of the people who is like, not my favorite thing to do, totally understand. It is one of the biggest fears, if not the biggest fears in the world, is public speaking. So if you're like, the thought of all these eyes just staring at you while you talk makes you nervous and makes you sweaty, hey, you're with the majority of the people in this world. So hopefully after this workshop, you guys will be at least a little bit more comfortable, or at least prepared and have tools to make you less nervous, okay? So here's the thing. The first thing I want to do is ask you a few questions, okay? So you can either raise your hand and we'll unmute you and you can say your answer, or feel free to just write it down in the chat, okay? So the first question is, why do you think public speaking is important? So why do you think it's important? Why do you think people should learn this skill? We have a hand raised. It is Ruby. Okay, let me unmute you. Go for it, Ruby. Tell me why.
It's important to like express your opinions and stand up for like change and stuff.
Absolutely. It is a good tool because you guys all have things that are important to you, right? You all have things that are meaningful to you and you want to be taken seriously. So public speaking, I totally agree, Ruby. It's because it's important, you need to know, and you want to be able to express your opinion. We have some answers in the chat. So Elizabeth, so that everyone can hear what you have to say. Perfect. Everyone needs to hear it. Your voice matters. No matter what anybody tells you guys, your voice matters. Your age, who you are, your background does not matter. Your voice matters. Great answer. Is it Tia? I'm hoping. That's how you pronounce it. Shapes the world.
Yeah, the H is silent. It's fine because everyone gets it wrong. I'm very used to this.
Okay, cool. I'm like, people get my name wrong all the time. They're like, Korisa. Get it. Totally understand. But yeah, so can you explain your answer? Can you say it really quick so everyone can see it?
I said that oration shapes the world, and that's because throughout human history, writing speeches has been very important, but the way you read them has been almost as important in shaping the world.
Totally agree. Tia, see? Tia, got it. And so I totally agree. Speech writing, yes, preparation, the exact words that you guys are saying is important, but how you present it to the world is just as important, okay? Great. Now, another question I want to ask you guys is, what are some examples where you, at your age, use public speaking? When do you use it? Anybody? Oh, okay. Let's see. Is it Ashi? Is that how you say it?
Yeah, pretty close.
Okay.
It's awful, but it's okay.
Perfect. Okay, go for it.
Whenever you like run for student council or like for school president or something. I actually ran for school president.
Oh, perfect. So would you guys agree that public speaking you use a lot, especially in school, right?
Yeah.
Whether you're giving, yeah, exactly. You have a history presentation, you have a science project that you have to present. Perfect, because I know, is it Ratika? I hope, Ratika, in robotics, when we have an idea, perfect answer. School presentations, exactly, guys. So you use public speaking maybe more often than you think, okay? And here's the last question. What careers do you think use public speaking the most? So any career in the future that adults that maybe you want to become, what careers can you think use public speaking? I'm going to go with Lauren. Lauren, go for it. Oh, sorry, Lauren, hold on. Let's unmute you. Oh no, Lauren. Oh, there we go. Okay, go for it.
Acting in any sort of like business career where you have to go to a lot of conferences.
That's a good answer. Exactly. Let's read some from the chat. So a politician, lawyers, that's exactly it. Maybe yeah, teachers, lecturers, professors, the president. Such good answers, guys. Some other answers that maybe aren't so obvious is if you're a doctor, you have to talk to patients, right? You have to talk to patients, you have to talk to their families. So you have to be able to present it. Obviously, in that profession, it might not be the best news. So you have to know, how am I gonna talk to them and have compassion, right? Another one is maybe if you're in a coach for a sport, you have to pump up your team, right? Yeah, let's get on that court, right? We're gonna win, but the winning's not everything, but we're gonna win, right? A coach does a lot of public speaking, talking to parents, talking to the team. You guys all have such great answers. And the mayor, good answer. The mayor especially. So a lot of leaders, right? If you're in some kind of leadership role, you're most likely going to need to know public speaking, right, guys? All right, great answers. So now, if you follow along in the document, you'll notice that I have some tips and tricks that help me public speak. Like I said, I'm kind of the rare people who I do enjoy public speaking, but here are some tips and tricks that I use to help me get a little better. And the number one thing is you have to practice. Like anything, whether you're learning a new instrument, a new sport, you're learning how to sew, practice, practice, practice. You can't do it enough, right? And often when it comes to public speaking, sometimes people think they want to write their whole speech, right? Word for word. And then they memorize it. You know, they spend all day, okay, I'm just going to memorize my speech. Unfortunately, what I believe is that if you do that, it kind of restricts you from adapting to situations that you might not expect, right? So what I do is I make an outline. You can see my speech that I'm telling you guys. A lot of it is just main points. And based on how you guys respond is how I talk and how I answer. So keep in mind that if you memorize a speech, you are really occupied with remembering your speech, right? One time I had a speech and I tried to memorize it and then the fire drill went off and I was all lost. We came back and they're like, oh, Korisa, continue where you left off. And I'm like, right, I will once I remember the line that I had to. It's a mess, guys. So what I've found to happen is if you do an outline, you have room to change a few things, right? You have room to, if something happens last minute, say, like I said, fire alarm goes off, you just blank out. You can just look at your outline and be like, ooh, that's what I have to talk about. I can talk about that in my own words because you practice, right? Another thing that I learned in college that I have taken with me is to, along with practice, run through your speech from start to finish at least 5 times. At least 5 times. And you're like, 5 is a lot. It's a whole hand. Yes, it is, right? But if you are able to do your speech 5 times from start to finish, then once all the other elements that come with public speaking, such as the people, such as, you know, what you're gonna wear, what you're gonna say. I'll get your question, Tia. I see your hand up. At least when you run through it at least 5 times, you don't have to worry about your speech. You've practiced, okay? Tia, go for it.
So, once there was, I was going to I do forensics, which is basically like competitive public speaking, except,
okay.
Yeah, but so once we were practicing before that, and we were really nervous, like when we were practicing because, we made several slip-ups, but then when we actually did it, we rocked it. So I wanted to just say that sometimes making mistakes, everyone knows they help you learn, but I feel like especially in public speaking, when you make those, they're really helpful.
Yes.
because they help
No,
you remember what you need to work on.
I totally agree. I don't want, never go into a speech thinking it's gonna be absolutely perfect every single time. When you practice, you're supposed to make mistakes. It's supposed to happen. So don't get kind of discouraged if you're practicing and I'm fumbling over this word, or I'm having trouble pronouncing this word. Don't get caught up with the mistakes. Be like, oh, I have trouble with this word. Now I know I have to practice that just a little bit more. So good point, Tia. That's absolutely correct. I totally agree with you. All right. The next tip and trick I have is to know your audience. Who are you talking to? Because obviously, if I'm talking to adults, I might be a little more serious. I might be more mature. If I'm talking and reading a story to a bunch of 5-year-olds, you need to be a little more animated. Oh my gosh, guys, using your hands, using your volume of your voice. Talking like this because it gets their attention. And because there's different characters in the story. Know your audience, okay? And keep telling yourself, the audience is there to listen to you. You are the expert. You are the voice. They're there to listen to you. So like I said, adults, a little, maybe you want to get your point across. You know, you want to convince them to do something. Little kids, you just want them to listen to you, right? Hey, sit still and read this story. Oh, look at the pictures. See the bright colors? What colors do you guys see in this drawing? So knowing your audience is very, very important to when you are preparing your speech. The next step is, what do you want people to do after your speech? What is your intention? Are you trying to convince them to donate? Are you trying to tell them, hey, this is about the Girl Scouts, now go to the website and get more information and find out ways you can help. Maybe you're talking to a teacher and you just want to get a good grade. Why are you giving this speech? What do you intend to happen? Okay? And then the next step is make it meaningful to you. Create a personal connection with the material you are presenting. Relate to it. Make it fun. Because if you don't show interest in your topic, the audience will not be interested in your topic. If you're talking about photosynthesis and you're just like, yeah, you know, it's when the sun like gets to the plants and then like stuff happens. No, no one's gonna listen to that. I'm sure you guys didn't want to listen to that one sentence I just said. It's not exciting. So make sure that when you have a topic, when you have the material, relate it to you somehow. Even if it's a science project, even if it's a history project, make it relatable, make it fun to yourself. And the last tip and trick is, and I think it's the most important, tell yourself that you can do it. Be positive. Yes, it might be scary. It might be intimidating. But what the most important thing is, be yourself, be comfortable in your own skin, and remind yourself that you can do it. This is not impossible. And make it, again, if you follow all those steps, it will make it more enjoyable for you. Enjoy when you're giving a speech, okay? Let's go to the chat really quick, okay? So okay, I see that. Thank you. So we're gonna go over the 5 steps that you'll need to learn for the public speaking badge, all right? Are we all ready? Oh yeah, see those thumbs up. I see it. Okay, number 1 is get a feel for performing solo, which means by yourself. Number 2, focus on your body language. Okay. Number 3, find your voice. Number 4, choose or create a piece to perform. And then number 5 is what you're gonna do after we go through all these steps, is you get on stage and you go do it. Yes, the fun part, right? When you actually do something. Yeah, I like the fist in the air. Thank you. Whoa, I hear you guys. Okay, so let's get started. The first step again is to get a feel for performing solo. So this is what I want you to know with that. Obviously, being by yourself again is very intimidating, right? Sometimes you guys will do group presentations and you'll have the comfort of other teammates with you. But when you're performing solo, it's a little different. It can be a little scary. But the best thing is to do this, all right? So everybody stand up. I know you're in your beds. We're gonna get up, guys. We're gonna get up. I know a lot of you are looking like, what? We're gonna get up. Yes.
I can't stand up. I'm in a bunk bed.
That's okay.
And I've hit the ceiling, so I better get down first, but
that's okay. All right. No problem. You guys do what you can. Learn to adapt, friends. All right, so you're gonna do it. And honestly, this is what I want you to do. I just want you to walk around in a circle. Walk around in a circle, get a feel. If you want to skip, if you want to gallop, if you want to take baby steps and then big steps, bunny hops, hey, whatever you want to do, you get in that circle, all right? Once you are done, great walking in circles, guys. You guys got it. You're pros at it. Okay, next thing I want you to do is stretch. Stretch your arms out. And we're going to do little circles. Everyone ready? 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, yeah. You guys didn't know you were going to a gym class either, huh? That's what you're learning today too, guys. You didn't know this. It's full of surprises here. All right. Now, can anyone think of an idea of why I would want you to walk in a circle and put your arms out and pretend you're like butterflies? Can anyone figure out why would I want you to do that? How does that relate to public speaking? Let's see. Is it Kaya?
Yes.
Go for it.
So that you get feeling awkward out of the way.
There you go. That's a good point. So yeah, it is a little awkward, but it's true. Any other idea? Let's see. Tia, I see you. Go for it.
it gets you all hyped up, like how you do warm-ups before doing theater. But instead of singing silly songs, we're just doing the exercise part. Also, endorphins.
Yeah, that's very true. Exactly. Thank you, Tia. Maria, let's hear it.
So you can relax your body and feel more calm.
There you go. So you can relax your body and feel more calm. Perfect answers, guys. Let's go to the chat really quick. I see that, Maria, you said that. So you can loosen up and relax. Thank you. So we aren't stiff while walking. Exactly. To know your space. Good answer. Okay. Because if you are tense, it can make you feel more sick and stuff, make you more nervous. Good answers, guys. That's exactly right. So everyone who sat back down, including myself, we're going to stand back up, guys. We're going to stand back up. You know what? We're going to stand back up. All right. Now, there's this great tune called the ABCs. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. It's called ABCs. It's a great tune. You guys should put that on your Spotify playlist. All right. But so this is what I want you to do. With your eyes closed, I want you to recite the ABCs. And when you do, I want you to focus on your breathing. And I want you to focus on the actual letters that you're saying. I would say words, but obviously it's letters. So focus on each letter and I want you to recite it. All right, we can say it together. Just follow my lead. So again, stand up, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and we're gonna start. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. All right, you can open your, good job, guys. I knew you knew that song. That's why I picked it. And so the purpose of that is so you can, again, focus on what is coming out of your mouth, the sounds that you are making, focusing on your breathing and what's within. Because once you open your eyes, there are other elements that you have to worry about. You see things with your eyes. Now you can, it kind of helps you in preparation that, okay, now I have my words and my breathing, I've practiced. So now when I open my eyes, I'm not so distracted by the words. Does that make sense? All right. Does anybody have any questions so far? You guys are doing great. Again, ABCs, you guys nailed it. So happy you know that. All right. Another activity, and it kind of is a continuation with what we just did. So instead of the ABCs, and we don't need to do this right now, this is just another activity to help you, is that if you pick something that you want to recite, that you want to repeat, it could be a part of your favorite book. It could be your own short story or your own poem that you wrote, or it could be your favorite song lyrics. I want you to do that again with your eyes closed at first, focusing on the words, really understanding what those words mean. And then after you do it, you're going to open your eyes and then say it with your eyes open. Maybe looking around, maybe not trying to not be distracted. Again, the purpose of this is because so you can focus on what you are saying. Obviously, what you are saying is what you want your audience to hear the most, right? You want them to walk away and be like, wow, did you hear when she said this? Did you hear that point that she made? I didn't know about that statistic that she mentioned. Focusing on the words that are coming out is great. And then it helps you when you know that you're the only one there. You're the only one they're listening to. So practicing on what your words are and getting the feeling, like you guys said, of being alone, adjusting to being by yourself is very, very important. Okay? Again, everyone's doing good, right? Thumbs up. Yeah, we had you recite the ABCs and you guys nailed it. We're gonna keep on trucking, okay? So the second step in the steps for the public speaking badge is focusing on your body language, okay? Now, the number one thing I want you to remember is that your body is a tool, okay? Just like the words that you choose to say, your body is a tool. Your body has a voice too. You just can't hear it, okay? But your audience can see it. Your body can say a message that maybe you don't want it to say, right? So here's a question I want to ask you guys. Have you seen a public speaker with maybe not the greatest body language, with poor body language? If you did, what were they doing? Were they slouching? Were their arms crossed the whole time? Were they just moving like this? Were their hands in their pockets? Were they just looking around and not even making eye contact with anybody? Fidgeting. Okay, thank you, Ruby. I've seen fidgeting too. Maybe they have, you see it with their fingers sometimes, or even if they're sitting down and talking, maybe they're tapping a pen, right? The whole time, or they're clicking it. Click, 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 click. That's body language. Anybody else have any examples of what you've seen with maybe not so great body language? Moving your body and fidgeting, exactly. Now, I want you to, here's the follow-up question. When you were watching this person with not the greatest body language, as an audience member, how did it make you feel? Did you want to listen to them? Was it a distraction? Did you take the speaker seriously while they're fidgeting, while they're moving around? Was it hard to follow what they were saying because you were so distracted by them moving their fingers around? Yes. Yes, everyone? So can anyone give me an example of how it made you feel when someone was not having the greatest body language? How did you respond? All right, here's one answer in the chat really quick. It was kind of frustrating because I wanted to focus on them, but couldn't. Exactly, it was more of a distraction, right? Tio, share with your example with us.
Sometimes when you're working in a group, that's especially frustrating. Like, it's frustrating when you're supposed to listen, but it's hard, and it's especially frustrating when you need to listen and what you're listening to is making you nervous, because that can sort of set off a chain reaction. Like, one person is nervous, then since they're nervous, the other people start getting nervous about how their presentation is going to go badly because of the one nervous person. And then
Right, it's kind of a rippling effect, right? It's a domino effect. So I got some great answers in this chat. Let's see. Like they didn't want to be there. That is such a good point. If they are fidgeting, if they're not looking at you, it gives the audience that, well, this person doesn't want to be there. It doesn't make me want to listen to them, right? Let's see, here's another answer. It made me feel like they didn't know what they were doing, so I didn't really listen. Exactly. If your body language is giving off a message, like they weren't serious. You guys are taking the words right off the page that I wrote. You guys are giving some great, great answers. So keep in mind that your body can give off an impression that, like you said, that you're not taking your speech seriously. And if you're not taking it seriously, the audience is not going to take it seriously, right? Just like some of you said. Yes, T.I. said like a chain reaction, exactly. Okay, so when you are moving with your body, you want to be sure that you're moving with a purpose. Now, as some of you might have noted, I talk with my hands a lot. I do this. One time I accidentally hit my group mate because I was just flailing my arms. I was so into the speech. I'm like, yes, yes. And I did like this and I accidentally just hit her. And I'm like, I am so sorry. And, you know, everyone laughed and it was like, she's like, oh, it's okay. I didn't injure her or anything. But you want to be in control of what your body does, okay? So this is what I want you to do. Stand in front of a mirror, or you know what? If you're on the video on the Zoom or in front of your phone, this is what I want you to do. You're going to stand up. You're going to say your name, your age, your favorite movie, and why it's your favorite movie. All right, everyone, we got to do it. I'm going to give you 10 seconds. Countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, so I know some people are like, what? Stand in front of your phone, a mirror, or even if you're on this Zoom chat, you can just use this because I want you to watch yourself. So on mute, I want you to say your name, your age, your favorite movie, and a simple sentence, why it's your favorite movie. So for example, I would say, my name is Korisa. I am 34 years old. My favorite movie is Home Alone because it always reminds me of the holidays. So I'm going to give you a quick few seconds. I want you guys to just say that really quick. Don't even think about it. Just say your name, your age, your favorite movie, and why it's your favorite movie. And then once you are done with that, have a seat. I see your mouths moving. Awesome, guys. Awesome. All right. All right. Are we about done? So now, this is what I want you to do. When you were watching yourself, did you notice how you moved? Were you looking right at the camera or were you kind of looking all around? Were you swaying back and forth? Because that's what I often do. You'll often see me and I'm swaying back and forth like this and I don't even realize it. I'm rocking on a boat, except I'm just not on a boat. I'm just doing it like I am. So that is a good way to practice if you want to record yourself on your phone or on your computer to be like, oh, look, you notice the little mannerisms that you do when you're talking. Sometimes I know that I don't make eye contact with the person I'm talking to. I'll be talking to you and I'll be looking this way, but I'm still talking to you. Obviously, not having eye contact makes it look like that I'm not being serious, that I don't really care. So when you're giving a speech, to just do a little warm up, take your phone out or stand in front of a mirror or just some kind of reflection and say, okay, this is what I do. I notice that I play with my fingers a lot. I notice that I sway. I notice that my hands are in my packet. Okay. Now the next, like I said, you keep in mind you want to move with a purpose. Now, if I had my hands in my pockets, what impression would that give you guys? Maybe that I'm not so confident. Yes, who's that? Maria, right? Maria, really quick, go for it.
Maybe that you really don't care about the speech, you're just doing it because you have to.
Right, right. Ruby, again, another thing, Ruby, you're shy, you're nervous. Good answers, good answers. What if my arms are crossed? What impression would that give if someone was like this the whole time and they're like, da, 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 yeah. Maria, go for it again.
That you don't want to be there and you just want to get it over with. Probably.
Good point. Good. In the chat too, you're upset. Yeah, you hate the subject. You're bored or frustrated. You're ignoring how serious it is. Julia, did you have your hand up? They think they're too cool. Julia, go for it.
That maybe they're self-conscious.
Right, right. And yeah, you're not, so maybe people that you're kind of mean, that you're not friendly because you're closing your body off to the rest of the audience. What about if my eyes are, again, wandering like this? If I'm just looking and I'm just like, yeah, so I'm talking about photosynthesis today. It's really important for the environment. What kind of impression would that be? If when someone's talking to you and they're not looking you in the eye, Maria, again, go for it.
That you're not focused and you just looking around, you're not focused.
Right, not focused. Some of the answers that are in the chat, you're not interested. you're not paying attention. These are all such great answers. So this is good kind of evidence that your body says a message without using any words. So keep that in mind when you're public speaking, when you're practicing, like, oh, I got to stop fidgeting. I got to make sure that my arms are nice and open. Use it as a tool, but don't make it a distraction at the same time. And one thing I learned when I was in theater is that if there's a big audience and you need to give a speech, you don't look directly at people, because I understand there's some awkward eye contact. Totally get it, guys, because I do that quite a bit. Like in a Walmart, it's very awkward. So what I do is when I'm in a room, you look in the direction, like into the back of the room. So you're still facing them, but you're not having that awkward eye contact, all right? Now, let's see. One last activity for part 2, and then we're gonna call it a day for now, is that use your arms again for emphasis. Now, how many of you like to dance? I like the people. Me. Okay, so another activity that you can do when focusing on body language, it's gonna sound silly, guys. I know you guys have probably seen some TikTok videos. You guys watch YouTube. You do the, what is it? The Fortnite dances. I know that your age. I work with students that age. Is to really just loosen up and throw yourself a dance party. Put on some music, get your headphones in, and just dance as a warm-up. Dance like no one is watching you. Be comfortable in your body. Remember what I said. Be comfortable with yourself and know how you move. Get to know your body, because sometimes you ever take time to be like, man, when I'm talking, I'm moving around a lot. You never notice that. I don't notice that with myself. Yes, Tia.
So usually when my eyes are darting around, it's because I'm practicing. And I can't remember something. So when I see someone else doing that, that's the impression I get, that they've forgotten their topic and are trying to buy time or think of it as quick as possible. So I think that it's really just better to try to keep a fixed place, or at least a little bit of steady movement, to give them the impression that you're not just like trying to gaze off into the distance and remember deep inside yourself and remember the words to your speech.
Yeah, that's a good point, because like I said, you want to practice, right? Because you want the last thing, if you practice so much, the words just come out naturally. So making that eye contact, I'm not saying stand still and just stare at this in the back of the room and be like, No. You want, like I said, you want to add movement, because you're not statues, guys. You're not meant to just, my name is Korisa, this is my seat. No, you want to move, but you don't want it where, my name's Korisa, guys. Hey, how you doing over there? You want to be able to use your body, make eye contact, but don't overdo it where it becomes more of a distraction, okay? Are there any questions? Those are the first 2 steps, guys. It is getting a feeling for performing solo and focusing on your body language. Does anyone have any questions with anything that I've said so far? Let's see. No? Everyone good? Let's see. I like that. I do jazz hands when I'm trying to emphasize on something. So you're like, hey, like that. Jazz hands? That's cool. I like it. Any other questions? All right, guys. So I had a pleasure speaking with you guys for this first 2 parts. I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. And I'm gonna throw it to my sister, Katrine, to wrap it up. Thank you, guys.
Hey everyone, so thank you, Korisa, for all those awesome tips in a very animated way. I think we can all just say being on a Zoom call is going to be a new way of public speaking and how you present yourself via video, right? So I put the link up there again. Every step with the activities that Korisa talked about and we'll talk about tomorrow is at that link. After you complete all 5 steps, delineated in that workshop or other steps that you might have worked on before, then congratulations, you have earned the public speaker badge. So a couple of housekeeping things. we did record, so we will be sending out this recording to people who've registered. 2, tomorrow is the follow-up, and let me bring up the chat again, sorry, is the follow-up to deep dive into steps 3 and 4. Even if you can't make it, I'm gonna drop the link in the chat. Go ahead and register, because then I can send everyone on that list of registered attendees the PowerPoints and the recordings. We'll miss you if you're not able to attend, of course, but if you can attend, we look forward to seeing you there. Should you do any of this and feel super confident and want to tape yourself and post yourself, feel free to hashtag us at Badgerland at home, or to send an email at info@gsbadgerland.org. And more experiences, virtual experiences, will continue online as always on our website, gsbadgerland.org. So with that said, thank you for your time today. And any last words, Korisa, that you'd like to share with them as they start their public speaker journey?
I wish you guys just nothing but luck, but I do want to tell you guys, have fun with it. That's the most important thing, is that the more you practice, have fun with it. I know it can be scary, it can be intimidating, but you guys can do it. Absolutely, you are capable of doing it. I'm going to support you guys along the way virtually. So good luck, guys. Oh.
So now I do have a question. My mom apparently thought that the 2 sessions were 2 of like the same thing where we went through all the steps. So I was wondering, it isn't too late to register, right? Because it didn't sound like it was, but.
Yeah, thank you for asking about that. After chatting with Korisa about it, it seemed like it would be a better idea to really deep dive into specific steps, but also provide the document so that, you know, if you can't make one, then at least you have the whole steps. So we did change that a little bit, but yes, you can register for tomorrow, no problem. I'm pretty sure you can register up until almost like an hour before, so it's all good. And we will always record for you, so at least you get, yeah, the live presentation from Korisa as well. Thanks for the question.
All right, see you later, guys. Thank you so much for spending the morning with me.
Happy S'mores Day. Go eat some chocolate, eat some marshmallows. I'm telling you right now, it's okay. It's good. And it's
Bye.
Bye, Ruby.
Bye.
Bye,
Thanks a lot for helping with my questions.
Of course. I hope I helped, guys.
Have fun with forensics. Bye.